To further understand how HMOs can work together, we recently ran a trial where we looked at 5 HMOs. For the first time here, we had HMOs from all 3 big classes of HMOs present. Here we saw a strong influence on gut microbiota composition. When we look at the beginning, then we see that the formula-fed groups, the control group and the 2 test groups, because we tested this 5 HMO supplementation in 2 concentrations, that they all cluster together and separately from breastfed in yellow. But over the months, over 3 months and 6 months of age, and here I show 6 months of age, we see that the microbiota composition, as measured by beta diversity, moves closer to what we see in breastfed for the 2 groups that were supplemented with, that received formula supplemented with HMOs. And that it really is distinctly different from what we see in the control group that received the formula without HMOs. And of course, also here we will have a look at these important bifidobacteria. In general, the relative abundance of bifidobacteria really goes closer to what we see in breastfed infants in the 2 groups that receive the HMOs. And here I highlight specifically on the right Bifidobacteria longum subspecies infantis. This bacteria is really known to be a key HMO utilizer. It can utilize the HMOs in breast milk and really utilize these HMOs to grow, to nurture, to feed and to steer the microbiota. We see a higher abundance of this Bifidobacterium longum subspecies infantis in the 2 groups that received the 5 HMOs compared to the ones that didn't. But there's also an effect on the functional maturation of the gut, not only on the microbiome. Here we look at 2 important markers of gut functional maturation and immunity. One of them is the gut permeability marker AAT, or alpha antitrypsin. We know that this alpha antitrypsin, the lower we have it, the better it is, the less permeable a gut is. So this is of course where we want to go. What we see is when we compare the control group and the test groups, the ones receiving the 5 HMOs, we see that there is a significantly lower abundance of this marker of gut permeability, so showing that we have a less permeable gut. Here I did not depict the values for breastfed infants because this protein is also present in breast milk, so you cannot really compare. When we look at the gut immunity marker SIgA, which is a gut gatekeeper, it's really an immune gatekeeper helping to contract pathogens and really to steer the immune system. Then we see that the abundance of this marker really significantly increased in the groups receiving the HMOs, moving closer to breastfed and being significantly different from the ones that only received a formula not supplemented with the HMOs.